Oh yeah, she likes a man, not a little boy, gotta have a plan. Yo, he's not unemployed, got a couple grand, and he's always got a way of staying in command. Oh yeah, and he likes a babe, trying something new and she's not afraid. Dressing up all cute and she looking great, and she know how I do almost every day. Step 1, have a little fun, yeah, we're here to live, not here to run. Step 2, find someone cute, cause we all deserve somebody new. And step 3, make a memory, down a couple beers and drink heavily. And step 4, no regrets, just enjoy whatever happens next.
When the sun goes down tonight, there'll be one thing on my mind. Oh, when the sun goes down,
Yeah, let's go.
when the sun goes down tonight,
Yeah,
there'll be one thing on my mind. Oh, when the sun goes down.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, let's go.
Hello friends, Manalmon is here bringing you the Spiderman gameplay, and today we are going to talk about how the skills of Spiderman work. I will also tell you some tips and tricks that you can use on Spiderman. I'll also share the best build that you can use on Spiderman. I have already shown the build in the beginning, but there is one more super duper OP build that you can also use on Spiderman, and I'll tell you why that build is also good. As you can see from the length of the video that this video is too long, that means the match also was too long. And you know, one of the biggest drawback of Spiderman is that you cannot play him in late game. He is mainly the early to mid game hero. But I'll share my tips with you on how you can play him in the late game. And as you can see, my opponent is the Hawkeye, the super duper late game marksman, and I'll also tell you how you can play against the late game marksman. But before that, like this video and subscribe to this channel if you are new here. Don't forget to turn on the notification as I upload every day. Join me on Discord and Instagram. Both the links are available in the description of this video as well as on the channel about page. So let's start with his skills first. His passive is, you already know, like he has that spider senses. Whenever an enemy, like any number of enemies are near him, he will get that blue arrow which is going to point out in the direction of the enemies. That is really helpful to target, to know where the enemies are. You can use that passive to avoid any of the ambushes. You will already know that there is someone hiding in the bush or someone is approaching from that direction. Then there is second thing to his passive is that you can see that yellow bar. Whenever he moves certain distance or like travels certain distance, he get that feeling. He started to feel that. And when he deals the next basic attack, when the meter is full, he is going to deal his next basic attack as an enhanced basic attack. And for his skill 1, it is mainly shooting 3 web shoots. And when he is in hang mode, like flying, using his webs, which is his skill 2, he can stack it up to 2 times. So his skill 1 and skill 2, basically these two go on with the combos. You can also use the skill 2 and skill 1, like in hang mode. When you use your skill 1, he is going to shoot the webs at all the enemies in that circular range. So this is really helpful if you want to clear the lanes or target multiple enemies at the same time. Or you can use his skill 2, then the basic attack. That is going to deal again the enhanced basic attack. That is again going to deal the enhanced damage on the enemies. Then there is just one more thing to his skill 1, that is the stun effect of 1.25 seconds, and that is really strong. It is the second longest stun in the game. So how to stack it? You have to mark the enemy with the Spidey marks, and at the 4th mark you will trigger the stun. So when you shot the 3 web shot, it will give the 3 marks instantly. When in skill using skill 1 during the walking mode. But when you are in the fly, that hang mode, using the skill 2 then skill 1, it is going to stack only one mark. So I hope you understand, like using his skills in order to get those marks. But when you get those marks, you will be able to stun the enemies, and that is the key to unlock your ultra skill. His ultra skill is a situation type of skill. Until and unless the enemy is not stunned, you won't be able to use your ultra skill. And his ultra skill is again a CC type of skill. You will go and roll the enemy above your head and throw him down on the ground, and he will deal massive damage. Not that much, So I feel like his ultras, I rarely use his ultra skill. I mean to put the CC on enemies and to kill the squishy heroes instantly. It is helpful, but you cannot kill someone with like immediately with his ultra skill. And there is one more good thing about his ultra skill is that it will directly trigger if any enemy is being stunned by your teammate skills. For example, here in my team the Jubilee is playing, if you know, her skill 1 triggers the stun on the enemies. That will also allow me to unlock my ultra skill. That is really helpful. That's why I mainly like to play Spider-Man when there are teammates in my team who put the stun on the enemies. For example, Scarlet, Jubilee, Yondu. These are really good example to put the stun on the enemies and to unlock your ultra skill immediately. Okay, I forgot to tell that skill 1 also slow downs the enemy. So when you when you shoot 3 web during the walk mode, it also slow downs the enemy, and when you use your skill 2 and then skill 1, it also slow downs the enemy. Both have the same slowdown effect. And with his skill 2 you can jump over the walls, mainly like because you are in Hank status, just like in movies you can move over the buildings. And there is one more thing that mainly players don't know about his skill 2, and this is why Spider-Man is so good against the CC. Like you may have observed sometime when you stun the Spider-Man, or maybe when you use any of your CC skill on the Spider-Man, he still don't stop. Imagine you are hanging on a rope like from right to left and like swinging like, and you get a stun, so you will still be swinging. It is same effect like in real life, like if you know the physics. So it is same as that. If Spider-Man gets any stun during his hand mode, the stun will still go on, like he will still go on with him. The best example to test it, if you don't believe me, so use the Hela S3 on him. If he moves from it, he will still be in that hanging mode and will be stunned during that time period. So it is good to escape the enemies from them. And here I just messed up, like I thought that I will target Hawkeye because he's low HP, but I didn't realize that Blade was much lower and I would have killed him easily there and also got the triple KO. But I just messed up, and maybe I would have gotten the quadra KO by using my blink skill to catch up with the Hawkeye. But these are things all about his skills. And as a Spider-Man, when you are initiating the fights, like don't just right away go and straight away fight. Like as I said, you have to sneak and then ambush the enemies. So let the enemies go out of the range. For example, here Scarlet, which was too much out of position, and I just targeted her and killed her. So if you play like this on Spider-Man, you will definitely dominate. But if you are just directly going head on the fight, like no doing any of the sneaky attacks, you will surely die using Spider-Man. And Spider-Man has not much of a damage on his skills, like to easily kill the enemies, to burst down the enemies. So you have to play with your mobility, you have to use your mobility to your advantage, like take the turnover, take some U-turn, take like a round trip. Because with the skill 2 of Spider-Man you can move over the walls and you also get that extra movement speed, so no need to get in the straight line and attack the enemy. Go and come from the back side to attack the enemies. Okay, now this is all about the skills. If you want to know something else, let me know in the comments below. So now let's talk about his build. First item is going to be obviously the quantum rifle, the jungle item. But before that, let's see this man, very big mistake that I made. Mainly from this point, we started to lose, like enemies got a fear, like little bit like comeback. So what major mistake I made, I started the Surtur without the Leech, without knowing that like enemies got revived and Thanos was so close and he stole the Surtur from us. And then we chased this Thanos, who was building the defense item. He was the tank support from their team. Like if you don't know, like you will see his items, he was buying the support item. So that's why it was not a good idea to like after he stole that Surtur from us, it was surely that the enemies will come for the follow-up because they have revived. So we should not have gone to chase the Thanos. Now for his build items, first is obviously the quantum rifle. Second, in this match I am buying that boots, which is going to give me extra movement speed. These are mainly I'm using these boots so that I can initiate well to take that round trip to attack the backline of the enemies, or else you can buy any of the defense boots, and you can also buy cooldown reduction. I'll explain you later why that. So for our next item, it is double dagger to get that extra movement speed and the damage, and as well as the cooldown reduction. Then is the Mjolnir, that Thor's hammer, or whatever its pronunciation is. So it is important, I mean it is not that important, but I'm buying it. It is helpful to you because it gives you armor, so it is going to help you sustain a little bit longer. But most annoying is his passive, which is going to put the slowdown on enemies. As you already know, Spider-Man has a good slowdown, but after using the Mjolnir passive, you will get the massive slowdown on the enemies. And here is one more tip for you guys to use his skills. Like as you know from his skills, if you want to stack his stun faster, like marking the enemies, so you have to shoot the enemies with your skill 1 when you are walking. That is the fastest way to unlock your ultra skill. So to use that, what you have to do is use your skill 2, then the basic attack. This is going to put a huge slowdown on the enemies. Then take your time and aim your skill 1 so that all the 3 web shots shot the enemy, and you will get that massive slowdown on the enemy. You will see, like in this match, because of this Mjolnir, I was able to sustain against the Hawkeye because it gives armor, and as well I also slow down the enemies, which was so annoying for my enemies. Then next item is God Slayer. By the way, I feel like God Slayer is not that good item on Spider-Man, but it is fine. Like it is still fine. If your team is winning, God Slayer is very good item. But overall, don't buy it in late game. It won't help you that much. And for my last item, I'm buying the Immortal Glaive, though I have showed in the beginning the Amazing Jord, but I'm buying Immortal Glaive because I know I have seen that enemies were starting to do the comeback and the Hawkeye was getting so much damage. Though Hawkeye and Blade has a good lifesteal, but I don't feel like buying the Heimdall sword on him, though it is fine, okay type item, because the Jubilee already has the anti-life steal item and she was playing fine, like not dying to the enemies. That's why I feel like I should not be buying Heimdall sword, and instead I went to Immortal Glaive to survive a little longer in the fights. And for my last item, I already pre-ordered the Amazing Jord so that I can sell my boots and get that lifesteal when I'm out of the combat. Now for the different build that I was talking about. Okay, but before that, let's see this team fight. Like I thought that I killed that Scarlet Witch, and later I realized, man, I didn't kill her. And because like I got a little bit greedy here to kill both of them, and I died here. By the way, just check out the time on the top side. It is around 9. It is around 20 minutes, and everyone, I mean, all the heroes are on the full items. Now I can't do that much with the Spider-Man, so I'm just flying away. Like you see here, I missed my S1 and Hawkeye just killed me. I mean, I didn't even stand a chance against him now. So before telling you how to play him in late game, I will tell you the second build that I was talking about is so good on Spider-Man. Use it if you have a good teammates. Like if you are playing with a team, it is a highly competitive build that I will tell you. So that build is focused on giving you 40% cooldown reduction in the beginning so that you don't need blue buff. Okay, this is really important. First you will buy the quantum rifle, then cooldown reduction boots. It will give you 20% cooldown reduction straight away. Then your next item will be double dagger, giving you 15% extra. That is the 35% cooldown reduction total. And for the fourth item, you are going to buy the knight sword. Now after buying the double dagger, you may also start leaving your blue buff and let your power hero, that mage hero, take the blue buff, so that he don't need to buy the arc reactor, and you as a Spider-Man can gank more, be in the fights more than that. So this is the build that I was talking about. It is so much useful build that you can use. I mean, as a Spider-Man, it is going to help you a lot with 40% cooldown reduction so much earlier in the game. Like, you won't need blue buff, so you will be fighting. I mean, you will go to jungle less and will gank more with your teammates. Like, at that time, the other jungler will be taking the blue buff or going in the jungle, but you will be ganking the enemies and killing them, pushing the towers. So that is really good for the Spider-Man to end the early game. And here I got scared of Deadpool used my blink. By the way, if you notice, I'm clearing this minion wave. This is huge for my team, as there is no minion wave coming and my teammates cannot push. I mean, and my opponents cannot push the tower. I mean, you can see them standing. By the way, in Marvel Super War, the towers are so much stronger. If there is no minion inside the tower, you cannot deal much damage on them. It is around, I think, 1 or 2%, 1%, I think. It is only 1% damage that you are able to deal on the enemies. And here is a good decision making. Instead of going after the blade, I went after the Scarlet Witch here. And there will be a glitch happening. I don't know why my alt didn't activated on her. I mean, she was stacked. I used my alt and still was not able to use it, and I have still got the. I mean, I still killed her. I think maybe my alt triggered. So this is how I'm fighting in the late game. Like, I was trying to, like, this is a mind game. I'm distracting that Hawkeye. Like, you see, I went back, I distracted the Hawkeye because at this time from my opponent, he is the most scariest hero. So I'm distracting him. I have Maging Jord getting HP regen because I took a little bit of damage. Now you see how scattered the enemies are. Blade is alone, he died there. Thanos is here, Deadpool went back alone, and Hawkeye was clearing lanes. So you see, you have to like attack enemies, mainly the enemy damage dealer, and distract him. Like, maybe it can be assassin, and if you see the enemy in the backline on low HP, you can kill them. By the way, in late game, killing marksmen is so hard because they have the attack speed, they have that uh, lifesteal, attack speed and lifesteal. With that, you cannot kill the marksman because they will instantly start to regen HP, and there is no item for you to like for HP regen, so you can finish them or like regen side by side with them. Don't think of buying the double dagger, I mean that dual blade, by the way, for lifesteal. And this is the main reason why I think Spider-Man lacks in the late game. And there is one more thing, because of so OP marksman in the game, like, they have at least one escaping skill. I mean, I'm not talking about that Rocket Raccoon. So because killing him is super easy, and War Machine, killing War Machine and Rocket Raccoon is super easy. If the enemy is like, if I'm playing in rank match and if enemy pick Gambit, Angel or Hawkeye, these three marksmen, I will never go for Spider-Man, because these three marksmen, these are hard to kill and they have super attack speed that can kill the Spider-Man very easily. So I will never go for Spider-Man in that situation. Other than that, Spider-Man is fine against other heroes. Like, killing Yondu is good for him. I mean, killing War Machine, chasing Star-Lord, and then Rocket Raccoon is so easy to kill. So in late game, your mainly work will be pushing lanes and putting the pressure from double lanes, and you see that how you can scatter the enemy's formation, so that your teammates can kill them. And by the way, here we are going to end this match by attacking that enemy base. So that's all for this video. I hope you learned so many things about Spider-Man, so don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you are new here. There is no outro because the video is already too long. So if you want to watch more videos, go and check out my playlist. I will put the link of the main video and playlist in the description of this video.